Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Kev, man. I'm back at y'all with another video, man. As I can see from the title, man, we tapping into something a little different today, man. I know I mostly do like weather videos, stuff like that, music and sports. But today, man, we tapping into something a little different, something that I'm into, that I've always been to, that I'm kind of just now bringing it to y'all, man. But obviously, you guys know I love weather, man. But I love learning about war, man. I love war history, man. My favorite war to learn about is definitely World War II. I love learning about World War II. Actually, I have my grandfather, which is deceased now, rest in peace. But he actually he fought in the Korean War, but which I really don't know much about. But probably should do more about that since I had a grandfather that actually fought in it. But today, man, I was just scrolling through and I found this cool video, man. It's this guy, man. I don't know his name, but I just seen the screenshot. I seen the thumbnail, and it looked like he talks about being part of he was in D-Day, and yeah, what's his name? Obviously, it's him talking. I don't know what year this video was, but the video came out 8 months ago. But yeah, 78 years later, man. Because World War II started in what 1939? I think that's when World War II started. But yeah, what's his name, man? But yeah, man, we're gonna get into it, man. This guy basically talks about being part of talks about that day and just yeah, I look like he just talks about being a part of that, man, being part of that day and everything, man. 'Cause you gotta commend these guys, man. Obviously, you commend people in general. Obviously, you know that all the men that have fought over the years that have fought in these wars, man. But if you go back to World War II, man, these dudes didn't have as much protection and gear that these dudes have now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes didn't have a whole bunch of bulletproof vests and night vision goggles and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes was out there, like, basically ass out, bro, with a rifle, had some water, had some grenades and shit. Like, they didn't really have much, you know what I'm saying? And it was probably, World War II is probably the most deadliest war of all time. That's probably the most deadliest war. But I'm not gonna do too much more talking. It's a nice little, it's not that video, not too long. It's about 12 minutes long, you know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna be here too long, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I always say, man, before we get started, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, make sure I hit the post notification button, man, especially if you're new to the channel. And yeah, man. And let me know in the comments, bro, if y'all want me to do more videos like this, man. I would definitely do more videos like this, man, if y'all like them. So let me know in the comments, man, but let's get it. Get it.
We landed at Omaha Beach. Well, it was all chaos. I mean, it was just... But we were constant under fire. Constantly. And you try to forget all that. And some you can't forget. My full name is Onofrio Zakari. They call me No-No.
No.
My father was a shoemaker. In fact, I still got one of his machines out in the garage yet. And I grew up.
That was one thing I was about to mention too. Like,
Italian family.
You gotta think about it. Like, that was another like really common job back then, shoemakers. Like, back then it wasn't a whole lot of, obviously there's a lot more opportunities now, but back then it wasn't a lot of opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, really back then, what really much you can do? Because the thing is, right before World War II, you had the Great Depression going on, so, you know, a lot of people were unemployed anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because, honest with you, World War II really, if we're being honest, World War II bought jobs back. You know, people was working in factories and stuff, making, you know, tanks and all that stuff. But, like, World War II brought a lot more opportunities. I'm not saying war was a good thing, but at the same time, it brought people a lot of jobs, you know what I'm saying? Women was able to get jobs, they weren't able to provide for their families, stuff like that. But yeah, back then, you went to the war, you shoemaking, stuff like that. A lot of men ended up going to the war, but cause last time I looked it up, I think it was like between 40 or 50 million men that died in World War II. But yeah, back then you had a lot of opportunities. Most of the time, I think you probably either did sports, went to the war, or yeah, that was pretty much it. He obviously says dad was a shoemaker, but yeah.
Lived in a town, Geneva, New York. I remember Pearl Harbor. It was snowing. There was no winter time, of course. When it happened, I felt like I should go. Go into service, but I had to stay and help support the family. And so I just stayed out as long as I could. I didn't volunteer for anything. And then I was inducted. Of course, I had to go. Left New York, went to California, and took all my desert training in Gulf, California. We thought we were going to go to Africa. General Patton was out there taking his maneuvers at the time. All his tanks were there, and when we saw that, we thought we were going to go to Africa, you know, the desert. We had desert training. So we were there maybe about 6 months, and they shipped us back to Virginia. We hopped on the ship.
That's where I'm at,
about
baby,
14
Virginia.
days, and we landed in Scotland. I said, geez, this isn't Africa, this is Europe, you know. We thought we were going to the desert. Now they're training us for an amphibian. Of course, they were preparing us for the invasion is what they were doing. That went on for about 6 months. But I don't think we had enough training, though.
Damn, bro. And you saw them doing the training, you know, getting off the junks on D-Day. You know when they got off the junks on D-Day, man? And I know, bro, them dudes, like him and all his men, like, I know they did not, like, know what they was in for, man. They probably did not know what they was in for. And I can't wait for them to get into it, obviously. I'm going to stop pausing. But I know that, man. I just know they didn't know what they was in for, man. But let's go ahead and get into it.
In June of 1944, after 4 long years of German dominance throughout Europe, the Allies were prepared to invade the French coast and bring Hitler's forces to ruin. D-Day was the open door by which American, British, and Canadian forces would bring liberation to the European people. But first, they must face the beaches of Normandy, heavily fortified with German might.
We knew we were going into. We just didn't know when. A lot of times we would go out, stay out on board ship for 2 or 3 days. Is this going to be it or is it not? We didn't know when the real thing was going to happen. And then they told us this is the real thing. No, there's no playing around. We landed in the 5th wave, and everybody was nervous, of course. I was in a state of grace. I don't know if you're Catholics or not, but I was Catholic. And I was in a state of grace. I wasn't afraid of dying. I was scared, but I wasn't afraid of dying. If I die, I die, that's all. We only had 5 ducks in the outfit, just 5, and that was the company. But they got knocked out immediately. They didn't even make more than 1 landing. So we were without any equipment or anything. We were soldiers, that's all. When we landed in water up to our necks. Lost all our equipment. When we landed with just our rifles, that's it. We don't know who we were. We lost our outfit. We were all scattered. And all we kept hearing was, we got to go inland, got to go inland. So we had to go. When we landed
This
at
real
Omaha
footage
Beach,
is crazy.
well, it was all chaos. I mean, it was just, but we were constant under fire, constantly. Our first casualty was this Don Simmons. He was the last one off the landing craft, and he was killed. And that was my first, what I'd say, death that I've seen, and seen a lot of dead soldiers. A lot of dead soldiers. And you try to forget all that. And some you can't forget. This GI was sitting in a corner, and he was sitting on his helmet. And he was a redhead. I'll never forget him. And he was holding his guts. He was just torn apart, and he was holding his guts like this. And he kept saying, "I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home." And I said, "I wish you luck." I don't know if he made it or not. Man, and Frank Floriano. We had crawled up to this landing craft that was knocked out, and a shell had just landed behind us. That's when I got hit, and I caught a piece of shrapnel in my leg. I don't think we had that good of a training, really, but there was a lot of soldiers, you know that.
Wave after wave, the Allied troops continued to pour in. Although they suffered some 10,000 casualties, the Allies landed over 150,000 troops on the beach, overwhelming German forces and eventually winning the day.
I mean, 3 days later, we had to go back and clean up the bodies and whatnot. And they used to throw the bodies up in the pickup, bring them up to where they were going to bury them. And they were piling them on top of one another. And Father Flanagan said, no, he says, you lay my boys down flat, individually. You treat them, he said, those are my boys. Every time I think about it, I get choked up. But he was always, tears running down. He was giving the last rites, you know. And he was, that was one of the things I really remember. Of course, we had to sleep. You got to sleep. But the Germans wouldn't let us sleep. Flying the low planes, come down real slow. We thought we were going to get strafed. They're just keeping us awake. But I slept though. I could sleep. I could really sleep. I just make the sign of the cross, say a good prayer, and if I wake up, I wake up. If I don't wake up, forget it. I was in a state of grace, and I'm all right. But other than that, I was all right.
Nono's state of grace would keep him throughout the war, from the push across France to the Battle of the Bulge, where he joined with 101st Airborne at Bastogne. Though he suffered frostbite due to the bitter cold, grace would eventually see him safely to the end of the war, when German forces finally surrendered in May of 1945.
So we finally board ship. I don't remember even coming home from Europe. It's weird. I don't remember the boat. I don't remember anything. All I remember was that it landed in New York and was discharged by an officer, and that was it.
In June of 2019, Nono was afforded a trip back to the beaches of Normandy, exactly 75 years after the D-Day invasion. This momentous occasion not only brought on a torrent of memories, but also much needed closure.
It was quite interesting. That's when I found Don Simmons. And I found his grave there. And I said a little prayer. I talk to kids. I go to some schools all the time. And I keep telling the kids, nothing glorious about it.
Bro, I know it had to be crazy, bro, to go back to the beach, bro, 75 years later, bro. I know it had to be crazy to go back to that beach. Like damn, bro. Couldn't imagine. Especially when you had all them, like, to be there that day, to see all them people, all them soldiers die in front of you, and then, like, to go back there 75 years later to the exact same beach. It's crazy, bro. But, damn, man, just... that, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. D-Day, like, that was, like, obviously, that was, like, a key point in World War II. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, every time I see footage from D-Day, it's kind of like, because it makes me go back to, like, I think my first time, I ain't gonna lie, personally, my first time even learning about D-Day, even knowing what it was, what D-Day was watching Saving Private Ryan. Man, if you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, You guys see that movie, hands down one of the best war movies of all time, bro, hands down. Tom Hanks, man, that's one of the best ones of all time, man. But they do the D-Day invasion in the beginning of the movie, like, because it starts off with Tom Hanks like going back to the cemetery where goes back to his friends and his dudes that he fought with in the war, and then he goes flashback back to D-Day. But yeah, man, it was crazy. Man, they did such a good job with that movie, man. But I love watching that movie. Now to make me want to go watch it again. I might watch it today. What's the name? But yeah, man. But let's get back into this video, though, man. We got about 3 more minutes left.
Boys, believe me, horrible, horrible. I was wounded at Normandy. I didn't care whether I got the medal or not, but my kids wanted it. My brother had one, Purple Heart. And they said, Dad, says, you deserve it. You should get it. I said, I will try. Nobody believed me. I mean, they wanted to know, they wanted medical history. The Senate had to be written down by medics. The medics would take care of me. He saw that I was wounded, so he wrapped me up. He fixed it up, but he was killed. My medics was killed shortly after that. It was 2 days later, I caught infection. I had another medic look at it. He looked at it, cleaned me up. They never made a report. There's never a medical report. I didn't go to what they call sick call every morning. You know, who the hell's going to go to sick call every morning in Normandy? You know what I mean? I had a couple buddies. They wrote letters stating that I was wounded. Then I had my commanding officer. He wrote a letter. This went on for many, many, many years. That's when Zach came in. He worked, 2, 3 years. He wouldn't give up. In fact, I gave up. Even with Zach, I gave up. He said, no, I said, I'm not going to give up. And he worked hard. I finally got it. And they presented me with the award down here in Vegas. No, my kids are happy. I'm happy. So I survived. My kids, thank God I did. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
Every day we lose hundreds of veterans of the Second World War. But with each one that passes, so do their memories, experiences, and stories.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh from Memoirs of World War II, and I just want to say thank you for watching this episode. Our goal is to capture as many World War II veteran stories as we can from all over the world, but we can't do it alone. If you'd like to help us in this mission, consider supporting us through Patreon and check out our website memoirsofworldwar2.com for more information. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. Again, we want to thank you for your support, and thanks for watching.
So like I need to react to more of these, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for that video, man. That was pretty cool, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, man, how y'all feel. You know, if y'all think I should do more of those. It sounds like they obviously got more episodes that we can obviously react to, man. So if you guys wanna do more of those, we can, man. I'm looking through them right now. It looks like some pretty cool videos. The Battle of Bulge. Okay. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's partially why I like playing. I don't know if you guys ever played Call of Duty World War II. That's probably one of my favorite Call of Duties, man. But yeah, because they have all the greatest battles in that, all the key battles in that campaign. Like it starts off with D-Day, got the Battle of Bulge. There's a whole bunch of different missions, but I think my favorite mission that was that one where you disguise as I forgot how that shit go, but yeah, what's the name? But yeah, definitely guys, let me know, man. If you guys want me to do more of those, I definitely will do more of these. See another Surviving D-Day. Okay. World War II soldier hunts sniper in the jungle. That sounds fire. Okay. Yeah, we definitely got some more we can react to, man. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the post notifications button, man, especially if you're new to the channel. And I'll catch y'all in this video, man. Peace.